back to Space Engineers. So, I have done some things. First off, I went ahead and repaired the big cigar, so it is now ready for its next mission, which will be a retrofit to make it space-worthy. So that'll be fun. Before we get to that, I've also... Oh, excuse me. I have also done some stuff in here that I'd like to show you. So, wander on in. If I go into third person, spin myself around and tap J, look at that. I'm not dying. I have pressurized the base. So what I did, I went under the floor again, and I looked, and the only spot where there was a hole was right here where the cargo container was. So, yeah, you can sort of see. I put in a layer of armor under the bottom, and then I have this layer wrapping around of full armor instead of the half block that it was. So now that creates a pressure-tight seal, which means the base is now pressurized. Did cost a bit of steel, but, you know, that's life. So, my god, there are a lot of signals about. I'm going to turn that off again. So, as I look this way, you may be able to notice some other pretty big changes. Well, first off, look, you can see in here. There's light. I have finished the base. The base is now, except for the garage. I just remembered I forgot the garage. We'll deal with that in a minute. I finished the main part of the base. So, what we can do, first off, yeah, we'll start at the bottom. So, I've got railing around the stairwell. That goes out. That door, I can't remember if that door was in previously or not. I can't remember when I put that in. But, we've got the airlock door down there that leads out front. Come up to our sitting area. If I go over to this side, you could sort of see from outside, we have our bedroom area. So, there are 6 bunks. 3 of them can see out through the little windows on the factory floor. So you could kind of, you know, see when people are walking by, and I guess from outside you could peek in on people sleeping, which probably isn't great. But there probably wouldn't be that many people in the space anyway. We have our little bathroom with its own privacy door. Never mind the little glass slit. I mean, you could just use it to see if someone was in here brushing their teeth or something. But, yeah, so we have a bathroom. We have 6 bunks. If I go over here to the medical room, we have just a little bit of decoration. Got this little thing, which I still wish you could at least lie in. Oh, and actually. Oh, this is... I've never done this before. This is a little broken, actually. I don't know if that's new or if that's always been that way. Either way, so we have that, which I wish you could lie in, but it looks cool. Got our medical thing, which is the main thing of import. Gonna close my helmet just so I remember. Got some of these, again, just because they're fun to look at. Now, if we go upstairs, we have a lovely little bar area. Plenty of seating. A vending machine, a jukebox. So this would be the main kind of dining area. Got a couple little tables up here against the railing. Just kind of nice view. You could eat food up here, or you could do, you know, book work, whatever they do on this station. Got a little sitting area, which is pretty simple. Just some couches. You could sit down here, everyone, relax, chat, hang out. We have the railing that goes along the entire way so people don't tumble to their doom. Got this little thing, which I guess could be a conference table or like a game table. I don't know. I don't know what these people do. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. It's honestly not a super complex place. So, yeah. I guess real quick, we'll turn on... What are all... Let me turn off a couple of these. Hold on. Oh, Lord, I've forgotten how to play Space Engineers. There we go. We'll leave that. We don't need that one. Oh, no. Only 4 of them are GPS marks. Oh, that would be the antenna for the base, which I guess we can leave because it probably would come in handy. An antenna for, I think, the fighter. Got the buggy still on, then Blue Buzzy and the cigar. It's kind of crowded, but it's not horrible. Okay. So let's go over here, which is not pressurized, I guess. Actually, before I do that, is this a... That is an airlock. So what I can do is open that up to pressurize this space. A nice little tunnel. And then it will get vented out in the garage because the garage is open. And so what we can do now, we take our lights. Do I actually... Yes, I still have some construction components. So we can pop our... I think 2 should be plenty for this room. Weld them up. And... yes, access that. Look up light. So the last 2 will be 1920. Intensity down to 1. That looks like a good radius. Give off plenty of light, but there's still some shadow. I think that works for garage. Okay. And I guess, I mean, we've made the rest of the base pretty, so we might as well do that in here. I think maybe a couple of these storage shelves could be good. Maybe one of those lab benches to sort of imply it's a mechanic's workbench. And I will need a button of some sort for the garage door, which I think I'll use these because I do like them. I like the fact that it's just one button. Okay, so I'll need parts for that. Let's place everything because I should have... Nope, except I don't have... Oh, it needs girders to place these. Alright. Oh yeah, and that's... So the shelves are weird. The stuff that's on the shelves, you have to have in your inventory. So they're great for creative mode to really populate stuff out. But they're... Well, like this one, for example, would be quite expensive. They're a good way to sort of... They are actually good for storing items. You have to grind the items out of the shelf when you want them, but it's kind of a fun way to physically have items out stored in your ship. So maybe we'll just have one of these on each side. So let's get some girders just to place them. Come here. There. Easier from the other side. With how I parked the car last time. So some girders. We should have everything else we need. Yeah, so we'll maybe put one there. Maybe one right there. And can have this in the back corner. Yeah, that'll be good. So not super busy, but a little bit of detail to imply that this place is used for vehicle maintenance and whatnot. And it has enough room that you could park another vehicle in here, if you so chose. So, hopefully I have enough tubes for these. As I keep tubes I'm chronically short of, so... Okay. Does not look like it. Maybe I just didn't have room. Oh, okay, I have enough. I did queue up a bunch, because I do have plenty of steel from that, I guess it was a steel, or a iron mining trip I went on a couple weeks ago. I have a bunch of iron from somewhere. I assume I got it legitimately. I don't know. But yeah. So there's all that. Get this. And, last but not least, yes, garage door. There we go. So now, oh, do I actually... I'm debating. I could put a vent on this. And then maybe put a timer somewhere so that I could control, or I guess you need two, essentially make this a depressurizable hangar, which is what, if I were using this really for survival scenario, which sounds weird because I am, but if I needed this to actually be used, open and closed a bunch in survival, I would probably set it up with a air vent so I could pressurize and depressurize and all that jazz. Given that I'm essentially, now that it's buttoned up and looking pretty, I'm probably going to leave it. I think I'll just leave it as is, implying that, you know, I mean, you can pressurize it by opening up these doors. It would pressurize off the main base, which sort of works, but it means you lose all that air, which I guess isn't a huge thing because we keep the air. As a byproduct of producing fuel, we produce way more oxygen than we'd ever need, so really, it's probably alright. Okay. Well, so I think that's tour done. So, let me grab some more power. We can get on to today's main mission, which is retrofitting the Big Cigar to become a spacefaring vessel. So, head out here. So, I believe I got everything repaired. I did replace our now dead turret with a connector, so we can land a ship up here and take a small ship with us. Thinking I may take the drill ship, just because, I mean, we've brought it everywhere so far, so we might as well. And it will make it easier starting at the new place. So, yeah. First thing, let's go inside. So my plan is to just use hydrogen. I mean, that's what we produce here, so we have a bunch of it. We no longer need this. Okay. So this second from the front thruster has a cargo access point there. That'll be good. I need cargo access points so that I can build the hydrogen tanks on the sides and then have them all piped together and all that, piped into the system. Just makes life easier. Though. Ooh. Okay. I've just had a funnier idea. So I could get rid of those, move these sideways atmo thrust. I do plan on leaving this thing with its full atmospheric thrust capability. That way when I'm on a planet, when I get to the new planet, I hopefully will be able to fly on just atmospherics and won't need the hydrogen. That way if I'm running low, I can still land. I think... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We'll see if it's horrible. There are, verifiably, access points here and on the other side that are all piped up because that's where the gun emplacements are. What I can do is create maybe a sort of wing shape coming out, and at each end have my thrust nacelle, or maybe even embed it in so it looks like a jet engine, like a 50s jetliner. Ooh, ideas, ideas. Okay, what I may do, do you have ammo? You do. Oh, and it's gonna keep getting more, so we'll turn it off, yank its ammo. Now we can grind it down. Perfect. Dump it in down here so it goes into the right cargo system. Okay. So, let's get my block shapes. So I'll have these, get the right color. I think it is... Yeah, so in this, I can have a little half block that if I... nope. 7. Stick right there. That'll give me... Oh, actually... No, I don't need to do this, because we have the, flat panels, so I can cover up any piping with just a flat panel. Haha. Okay. So we can put this back. That'll let me have a thinner wing shape. So, then what we'll do... I didn't need to do that, because I still have room. Okay. What I can do... I need interior plates. So we'll get maybe 100 of those, 100 of those. And that should be more than enough for laying things out. Yeah, so what I can do... Maybe 3 out. I'm only working on this one side, so I'll have to duplicate this over there. But... 3 out. And then... So I've had a couple ideas for this. I could use a large tank with... yeah. Actually, let's see what that looks like. Hold on. Badoo. That. Still need those. Still need those. May need some of these. Okay. So, what I've got here, put a large hydrogen tank. We then put large hydrogen thruster. We have a little nub up here. And then we have our smaller hydrogen thrust in a circle like that. Then cover over it. Like so. So it'll sort of be this rounded wing tank nub thing. And it's actually not a horrible proportion. The downside with this design, so one, the seam between the tank and the thruster and the tank and this front part is very obvious. So it kind of kills a bit of the vibe. You know, it doesn't look like one solid engine as much, at least in my opinion. And, probably the bigger issue, this tank is very exposed. It is structural. So, any hit on the tank will cause it to explode. It also, not so much a detriment, I guess, but just a fact, this tank is way bigger than we need. So, I forget, I think we have one small hydrogen tank already. I forget how many the scrap metal had, but it used very little of its maximum fuel load. So I think what I could do instead is land and get more fuel. Speaking of hydrogen. Yes, please. Okay. So if we grind this away, grind that and grind that. So what I could do instead is have a few of those. I can use this as a mounting point for some lateral thrust. And then on each side, have a small hydrogen tank. Now, I don't know for sure the difference in volume. Guess, do I have enough to build one of these? Oh, that rotor is still there. Maybe? We'll just start, we'll pop one up here so we can quickly compare. I guess if I don't have enough to build one of these, then I'm gonna have a struggle of a time building the ship, won't I? Okay. So, small hydrogen tank. It has a capacity of 1,000,000 liters. Okay. Large one has much more. How much is that? Yeah, 15 million. Okay. So, if I were to do the design I have there, I would have about a third of the fuel on board that ship as one large hydrogen tank. Inventory full. I don't know. See, now I'm second guessing. I know I don't need all of a tank, but I don't know if that would be enough to effectively operate in space. Well, operating in space is easy. To effectively get off and land on a different planet. So, well, maybe what we'll do, we'll test it. We'll try this design. I need my parts back. So, steel, those. That should be all I need for this. So, what we'll do is test with this design. See if we can take off. See how much fuel we have when we reach space. If we reach space. And then we'll know for sure if this is a way that'll work. I'm just gonna get some more electricity because it kills me when I don't have it. Okay. Now, an added benefit of this design, I can still have my junction up here. And that gives me more thrust control. So I have more lateral thrust, more vertical and horizontal thrust. Or, I don't know. Got a lot of thrust. That's good. And what I can do is sort of, not with that. It lets me make more of this the sort of streamlined tubey shape so it's more consistent and looks like an actual consistent engine cowling and protects the tanks. So I can kind of show that off. As I should be able to, if I just can't put it on the back because otherwise I won't be able to access anything. Okay. And yeah. So if you imagine that with, metal in it, actual skin, I think it would work well. Proportion-wise, it's a little bit bigger than the other one, but I think it still works well with the size of the ship. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do this design. Guess I'll go ahead and get this welded up as best I can. We'll see how much of it I can actually do. Oh, and I'll have to do that to get that one. But yeah. So I'll weld this up and come back in a minute. Okay. So, that is one thrust pod welded. I don't fully know why these thrusters are not on. They should be. The tube inside is connected. I'm gonna just assume it's some weird thing of it being connected to the station, and it'll probably work. As you can see, the big one at the back is working, and it's piped the same way, so... Unless... Should be a conveyor junction in there. Oh, this is the wrong way to get in. No, but it's the only... Oh! Okay, I just needed to re-weld it. Okay. I just need to kickstart. So, anyway, got one tube. Now what I'm gonna do... Let's plan out how I want this wing segment. And I think... I've done this a couple times before, so I think I have an idea of how to do it. It'll look alright. So... have that.
Energy low.
Then those. And then on the reverse side... Well, we reverse it. So, it'll give it sort of a swept back look. We've still got the thruster. Though. And that's the downside. The thruster is more forward than it is backwards. To do a continuation... Well, that may be okay, though, because I can just have it continue off here. I could even... I don't have the parts. I could have the pipe continue and put a gun at the very end. Or just have a gun right there. That might be an option. But, yeah, I think that'll work. So let's weld this up. Cha-cha-cha. Yep, and need some more steel. I also actually need more power, so we'll go grab some of that. Okay, and actually, while we're here, these will be a pain. So, do it like that so they've got some attachment points. And, okay, these are actually... Okay, so the large ones are actually manageable. It's the small grid versions of these that are nearly impossible to use. I guess, actually, it's a bit of overkill. But because there is a line... I don't know why my brain can't comprehend how to rotate these. So because there is a bit of a line with these, if I do like this, one, it's a little bit more strength. It's an attachment point everywhere. And it kind of, I mean, it doesn't look quite 100%. I mean, normally you'd have a wing be not a 2-meter tall flat wall at one edge. But I think that works. It kind of carries the line. So you don't have that weird, jagged, raised look of, you know, just the flat panels. Yeah. If we turn that off, look down from above. Aw, I think I'm going to like the look of this thing. It's a little silly, but I think it'll look neat. Okay. So, I do like the idea, instead of having a little wing nub there, I'll just have a turret. That way I still have the defense from the side, because otherwise that would be, like, all of this would be a dead zone. That wouldn't be, but, you know, pays to cover a bit, because I may well be attacked. So now, I need... turn you off, take your bullets, and I guess start welding this so I can transfer the bits. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So now, and I guess given my previous track record, it may not have been obvious, I am going to duplicate that on the other side. I'm not just going to have a little... Oh, uh-oh. Now I'm thinking, do I just want a sidecar? Do I just have the one sidecar engine? Do I duplicate it? No, I think I need to duplicate it because duplicating it also almost doubles the amount of fuel I can store, which is an important thing. And something I could actually do, I might do here, just so that it's a little bit more fuel-y, we can stick, because of the connector there. Uh-oh. Speaking of fuel again. So because of the connector there, if I put this as another tank, it's still covered thanks to where the wing lines up, but I should be able to have even more fuel. I should be able to. I will be able to. Okay. Then if I have any of the parts to actually build one. There we go. And then pop one of these bad boys back on. Perfect. Yeah, okay. So I guess I'll just duplicate that, rebuild it, and I'll come back to you when I have done that. Should be fun. Okay. I think that does it. Yeah. Let's put all the extra steel away. Okay. Oh yeah, that does look fun. So, I believe that is flight stuff done. I think my camera got a little goofy. I guess Well, the next step, I guess, is to see if it actually takes off. Because that's important. I should be good. Because I don't know if those engines can lift themselves, but I had a lot of extra lift with the 2 Atmo thrusters, so I should be able to lift myself. And the hydrogens do provide us some lift, though we don't have a ton of fuel. So, okay. Well, let's see what happens. So, oh right. So 3 is not the button, that is my reverse thrusters, which I'll have to adjust a bit for the hydrogens. I'll have to redo a lot of this. But, so 5 is Atmos on. Or not 5, 8. And 5 unlocks me. Okay. Something's clunking around, but that should be fine. Looks like we have plenty of thrust. What is our... Oh, our acceleration is absurd now. Okay. Yeah, look how... It is, a bit more zippy than it once was. And honestly, not the most incredible in terms of, control. I kind of drift everywhere. But that shouldn't be too big of an issue when we're actually in space. This thing, having proven that it is not actually very good as a combat vessel, I think, as a space runabout, it should be alright. Okay. So let's dock her back. We'll turn off those, and I guess what I can do... Well, actually, I should do this while I'm detached, so I can see what I'm doing. So, okay, and I've got that on. Okay, so cigar thrusters. Yeah, I should have the hydrogen as a separate button. That should be good. Hydro with a capital H. So that way, let's verify. So if I turn these off, okay, I can still fly just as before. So that's good. So I'll have those, that way if I'm low on hydrogen or if I'm in a planet and don't need the hydrogen, I can kick those off. Now, let's rename these, or not even rename, we'll save them as tanks. And we can just terminal off. We don't need to see them anymore, because there are so many of them that it'll be a pain to check each one. We'll just look at our little percent bar. Okay. So, we have our tanks have been updated so we can refuel quickly. Engines are still there. What I'll need to do... I'm gonna need multiple hotbars, I think. So I'll get rid of that. Oh. I guess. So one thing I could do, because I still have the programmable block, I could group all of my turrets, so that with my designator I can designate all the turrets to fire on an enemy. But I don't know if that would really benefit. Because really, again, I don't intend to fight anything with this anymore. So I think it would be a safer bet to just let the turrets shoot at whatever they feel like shooting at. Oh, what I should do now that I'm docked is turn the things off. I forgot. Yeah, so 8 and cigar hydro off. We'll just remember to turn those on before we leave. Set up our groups proper. But what else? Oh, right. Kept forgetting. So the final thing that we need to do to make this ship operable, and I don't actually know how best to do it. What we need is our jump drive. And I don't 100% know where best to put it. My thought had been essentially remove one of these thrusters, cover it over with armor, and have the jump drive in here, and then be able to see it through the grating, because that could be kind of neat. But the downside with that, one, I think we need both of those. Well, I guess we could test that. Okay. So if I turn that on, and then hop in, when I turn on all the thrusters, that one will turn off. So, like so. Now, can I still fly with no hydrogen and just one large atmo? No. Okay. Well, then I can't get rid of this then. I guess I could, but then I would have to rely on atmospheric thrusters to fly. I don't really want to do that. Just because I can't... I feel like I'll have much more electric energy than hydrogen in the long run. Especially because I use hydrogen to make my electric energy. So, yeah. So my other thought... if we were to get rid of this and essentially extend the tower here, I could embed one block in the jump drive, kind of cover it over, it would just be sitting here, and I guess have the antenna sticking off further off the back. Let's try that and see what that looks like. Alright. Yeah, I'm docked. That is good. Oh boy. Forget how many trips these things take. It's because the antenna components are massive. And they also have a bunch of large steel tubes, which are massive. Oh, Lord. This is why I have a blue buzzy that I'm not using. Okay. So we can get rid of these. We can get rid of this little hump, too. Have it be flatter for the most part, or for this stretch. Yeah, so because of the little corridor, that's still covered. Yeah, I need to cut out the deck. Now, the downside with this, it will not be quite so covered and secure as I may like it, considering the jump drive is a very valuable piece. But, because of how this ship is designed, it is intended to go into combat nose forward. So, this is actually, of the spots on the ship, this is one of the safer. And if I really care, I can cover the sides with light armor panels, and it won't do a ton, but it'll at least give a little bit of cushion before it's just straight into the important bits. Okay. So jump drive. Then what I can do is essentially stretch out our conning tower to be a little lump at the back. Like so. And then, honestly, just doing these should be enough. And our antenna off the back. Yeah. So I think that looks alright. It definitely looks like a black version of the Naboo starfighter, though. I am realizing. It's like a big Naboo starfighter from Star Wars. I may lean into that and repaint the thing. We'll see. For now, oh boy. This will be a long welding job, I think. Let's get a bunch of steel and get all the steel stuff welded. Ah, I came in to refill hydrogen. I am happy. It took so long to finally get the lights up in here. I really do think they improved the place. Being able to see at night without headlights on. There isn't a huge... I mean, there is a bit of light leak around, but it's kind of near where the windows are, so it does sort of make sense, even though it's not quite correct. Yeah, it's lovely. Anyway, back to antennas. Oh boy. So I can currently carry 4 gravity components at a time. Do I have... See, part of the issue is I don't really have a port anywhere where I could stick a welder. Maybe... Okay, here's an idea. So if I momentarily remove that, remove the floor. Okay, there's a port. Let's get a welder. Welder. Dump everything there. That's the wrong button. There we go. So we'll pull out the parts for this. Stick her in there. And because this is piped up to the system, I should be able to do that. Yes. There it goes. Power cells I don't have. That's fine. Let's set them to production. 120, 120. Nope. Oh, well, it's working. In a terrifying, strange way. It's kind of a cool effect, though. I guess I've seen similar when I was doing the, tank building down there. Where I would just kind of do it in iterations as stuff got produced. That's kind of neat. Okay, well, I guess that'll do its thing. It does look cool in there. This big kind of tank slotted in. Now I do have... I can't remember if painting something... If I use Control-Shift to paint something, if it'll go through the connector. Because I don't want to paint the entire base. I am real tempted, though, to try painting this thing yellow and silver. We may have to see what that looks like. Okay. Well. I guess I'll just leave this thing to zap and come back when it's done, because I can't really get in anymore. So, yeah. Be back in a moment. Oh, okay. I guess we're done. Sweet. And I'm 50-50. Again, I kind of... Maybe what I'll do... What do these look like? I like being able to see, have the lights, have some of that detail. But I don't know if it looks correct just being dead open, because all the little gaps and whatnot. I think these will improve it. If I have the parts to make, I guess, 6 of them. I don't think so. Okay, and then... Oh, well, maybe. I have enough tubes for some. Do I... Oh, okay. Build planner empty. I guess there was some weirdness. Yeah, it can get kind of odd when you're just typing it or entering it from your hand a bunch of times, so... Okay. Yeah, that looks a bit better, because I can still... I see the light, you know, you can see the equipment within, so it gives it some depth. But there's also some structure around it, so it doesn't just look like you forgot to put paneling over the side. Looks more like maybe it has to have exhaust vents for the heat. Oh, I forgot the welder was here. We can get rid of you now, sir. Put our floor back in. And I guess we don't need the cover, because it's no longer, I think before it was providing a mounting point for the antenna. And now with this, it kind of gives... Yeah, we get a... Oh, never mind. I thought we had the little lights there. Apparently they're just under the floor. Okay. So... There we go. Can I... Oh no, I can't access it from outside the catwalk. But I can just check from here. There's only the one jump drive. Fully recharged in 4 minutes. How... Okay, fully depleted in 26. 17. Those are being fine. Okay, so it definitely is draining the batteries. But it looks like it's not horribly overdrawing. So we should be alright. Well, maybe what I can do up here, too, to continue with the sort of vent theme. Yeah, have some of these. Maybe not there. Although, I could do it like this. That's still covered. Oh, the issue is this one.
Energy low.
Yeah, because those are not a full half block. These would look weird. Any of the portholes. Except maybe these? But I don't know why you'd need a window there so much. There's a vent. Let's see what they look like. Open. There we go. So they could add a bit of interesting detail up here. And if not, I may just leave it blank and color it maybe slightly different. Yeah, so you can kind of see the circle. They're in. I'll leave them. Doesn't have to make sense if it looks good. And it doesn't have to look good if it doesn't look good. Okay. Get some more electricity. And I guess the last thing to do, the last things, I need to fuel up, load the miner on the front. I guess I could disconnect from the base and see how much power draw this thing does. Because my engines are off too. So let's cut those on 5. Okay, we're at pretty much maximum draw just hovering while charging the jump drive. Kick the engines on. Hovering isn't as bad, but any maneuvering spikes us up to full. So definitely not something we want to do on a planet very often. In space, the jump drive should be able to charge up without too much of an issue, because we won't be using very much electricity for flight. I guess it seems to be functional. I mean, it'll probably do fine. We will dock up and let's stockpile our tanks. Drain the base a bit and it'll let us, let us charge up the jump drive a little quicker with the base battery and the engines feeding off the base fuel. Okay. What I may do while I'm here, let's go up to our groups. Where are... Okay. Those should be the reverse thrusters for Big Cigar, which I don't think we need. Yeah. So that should be good. Oh, jump drive is now charged. So let's cut that off. Maybe we'll leave them on. Real quick, we'll undock again. Let's see what this thing looks like. Painted like a Naboo starfighter. Okay. So it'll be a slightly that battered. So. Oh boy, that's yellow. That's real yellow. Let's try it not battered, just standard. That looks a little better. Now I will do segments in the retro future armor. Maybe not that much of a segment though. And copy. So our silver nose. Silver the fronts of these. Probably 2 blocks in. Get very disoriented by doing a loop like that. Okay. Well, it's definitely something. I don't know if I'd call it good, but it's something. Maybe let's... Oh, these do have the weird... It's a very nice feature, the sort of grill look. Though it's kind of a pain that it's not one repetitive. We'll see how it looks, though. Okay. Oh, and it's down on these, too. Well, at least they'll be consistent. Ow. I should have watched that turret. Okay. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Ah, dang. That's what I was afraid of. Didn't want to paint everything. We'll just do that. Fix it. Paint these out. Then maybe these in silver to highlight them. These I like in silver. I'm tempted to do the entire sort of raised bit silver just to see what on earth that looks like. Good boy. I do sort of have a feeling that I am grasping at straws and have made my life a lot harder by deciding this is the color palette. Huh. Well, what we could do... If we get rid of those for the accent, because they were just there to be the decorative red before. Let's try it. We can always fix our horrible mistakes later. Okay.
Fuel low.
Uh-oh. Oh, I'm... Okay.
Fuel
I'm all the way down here, I guess. Let's put some more fuel in the me. Get some more fuel into my jetpack tank. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's still yellow. I don't know if the silver is helping. Up here, it might be. Might be. So we want that silver for sure. I'll want to make the jump drive silver. Almost looks silver from in here. And I definitely want stuff in here to be, oh, less. I guess using this very high shine really doesn't, I wouldn't call it less. Oh boy. Oh. Dang it. It's always a pain when you can't, get to a part to paint it. Okay, let's painted that. Okay, I guess the junction boxes will stay yellow. Honestly, that's okay though, because it's kind of somethingy. Paint these silver for some more variety. They don't really show outside, so it shouldn't overwhelm with silver. Kind of makes in here less horrific. Maybe. Let's paint these silver. Like so. I could paint the batteries. We will paint these lights just because I accidentally... Whoops. I accidentally painted one and... Now I'm not going to be able to... There we go. Okay. It's yellow. It's real yellow. Huh. Yeah, sometimes you make a decision, and then once that decision is done, you realize it was the wrong one. But now I feel like it's a lot more work to repaint it back the other way. So I do think I want, if we're going with silver, lots and lots of silver, I do think I want this all... I want the top to sort of look uniform. And I do not like that being silver, so... Where's somewhere with access to the yellow? There we go. Yeah. There's too much silver up here already. The floor is yellow, and that's the color it shall be. Oh, some scrap. Okay. Well, that's that, I guess. While we're up here hovering, what we can do, let's rearrange our controls a bit. Oh, well, yeah, we'll clear the hotbar. Okay. So I'm going to need to use 2 panels. I know this. What we can do, we'll have our jump controls. So panel 1 will be our sort of flight and general operation controls. This will be where I also want to adjust our turrets. Can delete both of those and just have turrets. I should have named these as to which side they were on, but whatever. I guess it's also not a big cigar anymore, so it needs a new name. Oh, Lord. We'll call them cigar turrets anyway. So, cigar turrets. Toggle on off. We can quickly defend ourselves. We will have... Okay, connector cigar is the bottom one. That is our docking connector. Or for small ships docking. So I'll have that. We'll have our jump controls. We should probably be able to toggle that on off. We might as well have these on here. That could come in handy. And, is there anything else? Groups? Maybe control the hydrogen from here. So the idea with this is these are controls I can use for any of the sort of flight operations I may have. Things I'll want to do while in the air and maneuvering. So that's that. We'll go over to hotbar 2, and this will be where we have things like our engines. We'll have another toggle for the normal thrusters, our tanks, our batteries, yeah. Okay. So, control 1 is what we do in flight, control 2 is what we do to start up the ship, stop the ship, and all that. So, we'll dock, turn off our thrusters. Everything is good. So yeah, I think we should be set. Oh, it's real silver and yellow now. Yeah, I think we should be set for next time to test this thing out and see if we can actually make it to space. I think we should be able to make it. Just a matter of how much fuel we'll have once we get there. That'll decide if it's if this is the final design. But yeah, I think that'll be planned for next week. So thank you everybody for joining. You can check out any of my other content in the various places around you that you can see it in. Yeah, until next time, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.